wants us to respect his privacy, which I get, although it would be easier to respect his privacy if he was, I don't know, a private person and we didn't see everything he does on IG all the time. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy there with Stefon Diggs, right?
What do you expect, though? I mean, that's probably the best way to play it if you're the player and if you're the team.
Also enjoyed that he said he talked to Vrabes and he talked to other people in the building. I'm guessing that some of those in last name would be Kraft.
I think so.
That had conversations. Maybe even an Elliott Wolf mixed in for good measure there.
Maybe Highsmith would get to him. Would he really listen to Wolf?
Quick side note, Alonzo Highsmith, one of the coolest people I've ever seen that I've never spoken with. I was observing him for a while yesterday. He has this weird mix of, like, badass ex-athlete, but you're not sure how old he is. Got a little, like, Ivan Fears, almost like Godfather-like view to him. I don't know if you happened to watch him yesterday, Ted. He's a badass guy. He's got gray hair, so I'm not even sure how old he is. I don't think he's that old. I think he's only in his 50s.
I think he's in his late 40s, early 50s.
So, okay.
Spoke with him last year in the media room, or the media center at Gillette. Super nice guy. I was intimidated. Like, that's Alonzo Highsmith.
Came out with an LL Cool J, one leg up on his sweatpants, then went over. I'm sure everybody saw the drill by now on social media where Stefon Diggs and Kayshon Boutte were standing on the Bosu balls while catching passes, trying to balance on the Bosu ball.
Yeah, I saw that.
He joined that and was slapping them while they were trying to catch passes. He just seems... He's got this gig where he seems like a badass who knows a lot about football and is important in this organization, but I'm not sure what his responsibility is, and if it fails, no one's going to complain and say it was Alonzo Highsmith's fault. Seems like he's got a nice gig. Total side note. Back to Stefon Diggs. So we have another cut where so he's going with, he doesn't share his personal life with people that he doesn't know personally, right?
Correct.
Well, except for Instagram, where he shares it with everybody in the entire world all the time.
But he feels personal to his followers on Instagram.
Okay, well, I'm a follower, so can I ask him questions and he'll answer them?
I would think so.
Do we know each other personally via IG? IG official?
Sounds like it.
The next cut here as a follow-up about the boat incident where we all saw him on the video with women, 3 women, and...
at least 3 women.
Well, there were... In his circle were 3 women.
That
there
part.
Were a lot of other women
before
elsewhere on the boat.
Before the slapping and the clapping guy.
Yeah, the slapping, the clapping, and all that. So here's a follow-up on what would happen on the boat.
Obviously, it's a conversation, that's happening internal. You know what I'm saying? I can't have too much of a conversation about it. But I've been in this league 10 years. You can format the question many different ways. I'm going to obviously answer it the same way. So.
Stefon said one thing. Did you know it was being recorded?
Once again, you can format the question many different ways.
I don't think he knows what format the question means. Those are all different questions. Different questions are getting the same answer.
What was in the bag versus did you know you were being filmed or two?
But you're asking about the same incident, and he's like, listen, I'm not giving you anything, so stop trying.
Yeah, I actually wish he would just say that.
Say it like that?
Yeah, just be point blank. Say, listen, my lawyer has advised me not to talk about it. My coach has advised me not to talk about it.
My owner,
my girlfriend, my brother, my friends have all told me not to talk about it. So you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Not talk about it. But what he did talk about, Ted, is your guy. And I'm interested in the collection of quotes I'm starting to get in how people view, see, react to Drake Maye.
Yeah.
So let's hear what Stefon Diggs, who could be his go-to guy, says about Drake Maye.
I like him. You know what I'm saying? I can't say too much because I haven't been out there much, but as far as like personality-wise, he a dog. You can tell he's a dog from the get-go. I can see he's committed to the process. He wants to play well. I know he's been here all spring, so just to see him out there, and as far as like when I get back, he's been real helpful too. Like he know I haven't been here as much. I've been trying to get right. I've just been trying to get right mentally and physically, as far as like being in the right space. I want my body to be in the right space, so when it's time to go, I'm right there for him.
So Ted Johnson, he says he's a dog.
How about that? That's good. It only matters what they think of him,
right?
And you're obviously alluding to my being a little bit skeptical of the personality and the leadership.
Yeah.
I want to see more out of Drake Maye. All that matters is if his teammates think he's a dog. It doesn't matter what I think.
And Robert Spillane was impressed with him. Nice interview, by the way. We listened to it before you got here.
Yeah, sometimes you got to ask the defensive guys what they think about the quarterback. I mean, they go up against him all the time.
And Robert Spillane is staring right at him like they're 6 yards apart, apparently, because he puts his toes at 6 yards. He's not a 5 or a 4 like Kuechly and Wagner.
My man is intense.
He was it's funny because I consider you an intense person, and you were the far less intense person in that interview.
No question.
He is serious business.
I thought he might, just take a breath and relax. No, he was, and I was told by a couple media members before the interview that it's cliches. And I'm like, okay, all right, and I just thought maybe I told him, I was drafted the year you were born, and I played here 10 years. Yeah. Maybe just to give him a little bit of softening, and I think he did a little bit, but still, he is. You know what? And that's okay. That position, this team, you need guys that football is. It's all they think about 24/7, 365.
Strikes me as a guy that is not able to dial it down and find his chill, except maybe around, because I saw that video that went viral of Spillane and his then only child in the locker room right after he signed with Vrabel, and Vrabel was playing with him, and he was being super dad, but then he turns on a violent motor.
Do you know why? Western Michigan, not highly drafted.
Well, that
had to fight
that,
and so it's the Tom Brady thing. It's when you come in drafted lower or undrafted, and you're given opportunities. You see that you cannot be cavalier with those opportunities, ever.
100%.
You can't even for 1 year, one offseason, one game, one practice, take your foot off the gas. And so that's why he's as high, wound up tight as he is.
And that's why most people, if they had told you, I work out 365, I train 365, I'd say, no, you don't. There's a few. Him, I believe. He does. Because I think he believes that the year I do 364 is the year I lose my starting job, or the year I'm cut, or the year somebody passes me by, because they did the 360.
Have to always be looking for someone else to take your job who came from a school with a higher pedigree and a greater draft slot. 100%.
Circling back around to this Stefon Diggs audio, so he acknowledges, while he offers up, I haven't been here as much. He offers that up, which we all know, and Mike Vrabel made it clear today he wishes Stefon Diggs had been here more often. But he said he had to get right, which I think you immediately assume, ACL rehab. But he said, mind right. What does that mean exactly? What do you think? And I know you're not Stefon Diggs, but I'm asking you as the former football player, is that just an excuse to get my mind right to be here? Wait, the other 89 guys don't need to get their minds right because they're here and they're working out. I didn't love that answer.
There's a couple ways you can maybe interpret that. You can interpret that he's signed ultimately with a team he didn't really want to go to, but here he is. This was the only offer he got.
Yep.
So he's got to get his mind around the fact that the team he's playing for wasn't his first, second, third, or fourth choice. That could be one way to interpret it. Another way to interpret it could be, I got to get my mind right. I'm going to a new team, a new system, and I'm coming off of an ACL, and expectations are high, so I got to get my mind around that. There's different ways you could maybe look at it. Those are just a couple maybe explanations as to what he is talking about. I don't get the sense that what happened in Miami a few weeks ago, that he's even that he loses a minute of sleep over that. I can't imagine he's getting his mind right over that incident. Is my point.
Right. Or is his version of getting his mind right that boat? Was he getting his mind right in that video?
That might be his way.
But he's now officially entered. I'm not going to say it's like when Brady started dating Giselle or became part of the Gisello-sphere, but this is now, he is with an international superstar.
Well, he was referenced last night by Kevin Hart in the open to
the BET Awards.
Yeah, the BET Awards.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hart's monologue, actually, sadly for him, he wasn't referenced. The incident and his girlfriend were referenced.
Correct.
He was just
But
not
he's part.
named.
But he's part of that all now.
Yeah, but it felt kind of sad. I actually felt bad for him.
To some people, I don't. To some people, I get you though. But to some people, for a long time, Tom Brady, the most iconic figure, perhaps in the last 100 years in New England, maybe outside of JFK, was to a lot of people Giselle's boyfriend.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that, but I think for Stefon Diggs, what he wants to be, I bet you he watches Kevin Hart say that boat with Cardi B and that substance, and he's like, hey, wait, what about Stefon Diggs? Get my name in there. Squeeze my name in there. I want my name to be in there.
Mention my Instagram handle.
Yeah, my IG. Get it out there for me, Kevin. I bet you that hurts him a little bit. But the biggest thing, all this is just talk, right? All this is talk. The boat, is Vrabel mad? Is Vrabel not mad? He's on the team. He's on the practice field. So, therefore, he's going to be a member of the Patriots. Will he be ready to start the season? When will Stefon Diggs be on the field? He was asked it, and he answered it.
Oh, great question. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I don't make any rules. I'm grinding each and every day, though. Obviously, I can't do too much of the team stuff, but I'm eager to get out there. So whenever they do press the button, I'm going to be ready. I'm grinding, though, every day.
So he put it totally on them. I'm ready. When they press the button, I'm ready. Physically, now, we saw him, Ted, he looks pretty good. There's no brace. There's no obvious limp. I felt much better about his season seeing him in person yesterday on that practice field. From what you've seen the last couple days, do you expect him, because we've seen before, sometimes guys start camp on PUP, right? Red jersey, and then it comes off or it doesn't come off. Do you think he's a PUP to start camp guy? Is he going to be on the field to start camp? Will he be on the field to start the year?
It would shock me if he was on PUP. To start the season, I would be shocked. He looks pretty close to being ready, and that's in the training camp isn't for another 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine him not being ready for week one. So when I watch Steph Diggs, I see a guy who's ready to go. That's what I see. I mean, he didn't do full team, but he did like a half tempo team, which I didn't see the first day. So he did more today than he did yesterday, in my opinion. Look, he's the one that leads them on all the drills, all the bag drills, all the warm-up drills. He's the first one. There is nothing in his gait that says, oh, he's favoring one side. He looks 100% healthy, even though he might not go 100%. It looks like in those drills, when he's just doing quick little foot drills and cuts, it looks almost full speed to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's not full speed on the field, but in the drills off to the side, he is. So to me, and then with camp 5 weeks away, and then you got another almost 4 to 5 weeks after that before week one, I would be shocked if he's not starting week one. And I will say this to you, it is interesting just to see him out there. What that does to the rest of the receiving group, it just it gives credibility to it. It doesn't look nearly as daunting of a wide receiver group. If when he's out there, it looks, more like a professional button up. And I think when he's out there, I feel like the level of play gets raised a little bit.
No question.
That's what I think they're paying him for.
That is, and I think it's the guy that's going to, I think, benefit the most. And I said this to you yesterday. They were kind of tied at the hip in practice yesterday. I didn't see it as much today. But I see more and more of a personality coming out, a more confident player coming out of Demario Douglas. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing he's being focused on, he's being thrown to, he's getting open, he's making catches. And then after he's making catches, he's letting everybody know about it. So he's having fun. And I can just feel that the Stefon Diggs presence is having a direct impact on Demario Douglas. That is my feeling just in the last couple of days.
I thought it would be the whole entire receiver room. Pop Douglas, wow, because Diggs is bigger, like significantly bigger.
No,
than
not significantly.
No.
I was surprised by how small Steph Diggs
Diggs
was.
is not a big guy.
No.
It's like 6 foot, right?
He's bigger than Demario Douglas. Demario Douglas is by far the smallest guy out there.
He's a
But
wee
Diggs
fella,
is not as big. Big legs, but not tall.
Right.
And not a big upper body frame.
No, he's a slot receiver. I mean, I don't know if he'll play the slot, but sort of in your mind, he's the mold and the build of a slot receiver. Yeah, one of my big takeaways from yesterday was just the competitive energy of that group at receiver, watching the drills, the various things, and there is no doubt that he is the fuel for that, the juice for that.
No
and
doubt.
That's why I think Mike Vrabel was so upset that he wasn't here, because I think he probably sees that when he's here and says, I need that every day. I need this group, all these other guys, to have that competitive juice, that competitive energy that you bring. Mm-hmm. And that's important, and that's why it's disappointing that you weren't here.
I will say this. One thing does disappoint me, because I don't think that was a very talked about point of the contract. Like, here's $200,000 for your workout. Are you going to be here? I just need to know. No? Do we? Hey, look, I would have paid him. I mean, I've heard workout bonuses going anywhere up to $750,000, maybe even $1 million. Mm-hmm. I would have paid him. Somehow, I mean, I would have tried to protect myself, but I would have put more money in there if that was going to guarantee he would have been here for the whole OTAs, because that's how important his leadership is around those young guys.
Yeah, and just to the not taking part in full team stuff they're doing, I've kind of just been told that means he hasn't passed his physical yet. He hasn't passed that. The misspeak from Ian Rappaport last week.
Who said he's already passed
that
his
we're
physical.
still in that little limbo phase where he hasn't been fully cleared to do every drill. But I agree with you. Just eyeball test. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know anything about physicals. Just eyeball test. Can he run around like the other wide receivers run around? It certainly looks like it.
Like it.
So the big question, I think, then, back out fan wise would be, I wonder when they will administer it. Would it be that he would have to pass his physical? Would they try to administer it before training camp so he can be a full go?
I can't imagine. I'm surprised it hasn't been done. But I
7.5 months from
I would do it day
ACL?
one.
camp is July 24th. If he's not past that physical by July 24th, the first day of training camp, then I don't know what the rules are anymore. I think everybody has to have passed their test before the first day of training camp.
I think he will, and I think it's them protecting themselves for the next 5 weeks.
That'll
Vrabel
be 9 months, by the way. That training camp
No,
will
but
be
this isn't
9
about
months
the
to
knee.
9 months to the day.
This is about the boat. It's not about the knee. This is about the ability to get out of the
but the
contract.
knee is still a thing, though.
This is the ability to get out of the contract until he passes the physical. The second he passes the physical, then they owe him $12 million. Then they're going to be on the horn for $20-something million. So this 5 weeks, if he arrives here, whatever day they report, a week before the injured guys come.
Yeah.
But I think the injured guys usually a week before. So like the 17th, let's say. I bet you he passes his physical the 17th or the 18th. Because, okay, you were good. We had no more scandals. Here's your $12 million. Thank you. Now let's get to work and go play
maybe,
football.
Maybe so.
I really believe